don't know what you just did.
It wasn't on me.
It really was, man. I cannot believe.
I can't believe you did that to me.
What did I do? I agree.
You're choosing drugs.
I said that we would remove it.
You're choosing to smoke pot and drink.
We removed it from the property. They can search all the tents. There's nothing in the tents. So that's why I'm saying this is clearly an ego
Oh my
issue.
God. We needed you guys to have.
I want this amendment to go. I agreed with it full-heartedly. The fact that this got out of hand, there was physical things going on, is completely against what our code of conduct is.
There's no idea.
And I have that right. Under this democracy.
That's the exact opposite of what you just said to me.
But I wasn't planning on voting on it. I wanted them to hear the amendment or the proposal so we knew exactly what was going to happen. That is clearly the only thing that I brought to the table. I didn't know what the aggression was even regarding. I did not even.
You brought those people.
I brought them down to hear the proposal. That was it.
They threatened people.
They threatened
Jay,
them.
they threatened people.
No, they threatened me.
They were
threatened
threatening
me.
people.
And,
I heard it.
because of one person's actions, you're going to blame me?
You brought him.
I didn't bring him to this tent.
You walked him down here.
I walked down
I hold you
here.
responsible. I do.
You hear that I'm responsible. So now hearsay is going to...
No, I was there. It's not hearsay.
I walked down and people walked behind me. How
went
are you
to
gonna
go
say,
get them.
How are you going to say that? I went inside that
I'm sorry. It's like I'm
This is
talking to
presumptuous.
a borderline retarded person right now. I'm done.
Goodbye.
Hey, Clay, can I get that red thing back?
I'm done. I'm done with this. Seriously.
We need to consider.
Why don't we just talk tomorrow?
Keep that in mind. Okay. They can stay here. If they want to do drugs here, you guys can do drugs here. That's cool.
That's not what we're even voted on. We agreed to accept the amendment, and that was where it stood.
No, that was because we weren't clear on how the eviction was
Who the
going.
hell was
That's
that
what
child
was
calling
about.
somebody a
And I really
motherfucker?
feel like you set me up for that.
I did not do it.
I mean, maybe
Here's the
you
deal.
didn't.
I've
I don't
explained
know,
to the
but
officer
I don't really
that
understand what's going on here.
we unanimously passed a no drug policy, and that some people have come tonight and told us they're going to keep doing the drugs. They told us last night.
It's a lie.
They defended it tonight.
It's a lie.
And that there are drugs in the tent. They've
It's a lie.
basically confessed to us.
That's a lie.
And that we don't want to be associated with that, and we've asked them to stop, and they won't. And
That's a
so
lie.
We weren't able to make them leave by consensus. We have to use the law.
That's a lie.
So they have asked that a couple of us point out the tents that we think probably contain drugs, so those tents can be removed and the drugs confiscated.
Way to be compassionate.
So can I
Is
get
this
some
about
help,
unity
because
anymore?
I don't know which tents, and all we need is somebody that has a general idea.
So that's how you call into question other people's
Sorry,
behavior.
there's a police.
I thought you're just
I'm
filming
working
that.
in conjunction
Oh, no,
with
everything.
the
Film everything. You know
I know
that.
you're just filming. I know you're
allow
just
that.
Gotta have documentation.
And I'm acting on behalf of Occupy too, because we have unanimity on eviction by passing a zero tolerance policy.
I don't want.
If there are drugs here.
I don't want to lose good people.
I don't
I'm
either.
tired of the riffraff at
They
this
can.
point. I am so
We're not
sick
saying
of
they
this.
can't come to the assemblies and stuff. We're saying their
I am
tents
so
can't be
tired
here full of
this.
drugs.
And you know, I'm here with my 4-year-old
I sincerely
child,
don't.
and everybody
But I
started
put a
acting
whole
nuts.
lot of effort into making
Well,
Occupy
drugs make you
OKC
do
be
that.
all right.
I respect your effort. And I don't want this to be the...
I just don't. It
End all.
sounds to me like
So
it's
can I get
we would
somebody
rather
to show me
smoke
which
and drink
tents probably
and have the
contain the drugs?
occupation.
So the tents
That's not it. We removed...
I mean, in all honesty, if people were smart, they would just go a block away and
Oh no,
smoke.
I
Keep
don't know.
that shit
Several
quiet.
people.
That's
There was
what-
like
You can just deal with
I
the
didn't-
rules and shit, but like, I mean, there's a way around it. Go the fuck down the street, smoke your little joint blunt, and come
Yeah,
back.
here now.
It's that fucking simple.
All I
And
know
in all
is if I
honesty,
need to go home,
all
I
this
need to go
controversy
home.
is not
Because I
needed
need
at
to
all.
take my kid and
If
go.
you're gonna smoke, fucking smoke.
Guys,
Just
if we
keep it away
don't
from
point
here.
out a couple of tents that we think probably need to be removed and the
No,
drugs removed,
no.
then what's going to happen
No,
is they're going to remove us
But I
all.
wouldn't do it
No,
here.
we have no
In all honesty,
reasonable...
right, Jay? I mean,
We
shit.
don't. We don't have a reasonable belief. Like, did you see anyone with drugs here today?
We have a witness. Tommy witnessed it. She was invited into a tent to smoke.
Where's
Where's
Tommy?
Tommy? Tommy
Where
just
is
left
she?
with Benny because she got
Then we
pissed
don't
off.
have a
We
witness
don't
here.
have a witness. We
So-
don't.
What I'm telling
we
you
do
is if you
not.
don't, I know that. I hear what you're saying. I'm not stupid. But what I'm saying is if you don't do something, it's all going to come down. So you better do
It's
something.
already coming down because of your ignorant actions.
I don't agree.
Point blank period. You're self-centered,
Hey, I
you're
wasn't- I'm
self-absorbed,
not getting
and you're an
into a debate
ego
with you.
power maniac. I want you to leave because you are not about the movement. You're about yourself and how far you can advance in life.
Do you have my bag? Okay, guys, someone has stolen my bag. So, guys, we already evicted them by unanimous consent yesterday. That was done. There was not even one dissenter.
It's true.
Zero tolerance means they're not here. So we voted eviction in. It is the policy of Occupy movement in OKC that people that are doing dope on the premises aren't here anymore. That's what we voted on.
So they're going to make us leave if we find dope in that kid.
No, not the rest of us. As long as we yield the dope stuff, the rest of us are fine. If we don't, I'm worried about our permits. No, I don't think so, because several occupiers here actually called them. I didn't, but several occupiers called them to report it. And so that means the Occupy movement is enforcing its own zero tolerance policy. Huh? Request the dogs?
Yeah, bring the dogs.
No, whoa.
Well, his point is, look, several occupiers called the police. I was not one of them, for the record, but I kind of think they had the right idea.
I don't think they do.
Even so, they're here now. But his point is, look, some occupiers called the police to enforce the zero tolerance policy.
Because they saw drugs.
I'm not trying to debate. Or you want to debate, or you want me to explain what he said?
I want you.
Okay,
No, you listen to me.
Don't physically assault me.
Listen to me. I believe that we have zero tolerance. We had that.
We're not children.
With you bringing it up and digging into something that was already a touchy subject, I really think it was a problem.
Bringing up a topic shouldn't never be a problem.
But saying I want another proposal on top of a proposal that was passed unanimously really wasn't necessary, and I'm telling you that as someone who
I was asked to bring it up. I was asked to bring it up as a moderator.
to come in and say this happened.
I didn't come in. I was part of the
The
assembly, the free assembly.
This is what I'm agreeing with. For you to say, I saw someone break this policy, you had every right. But for us to turn it into a free-for-all that's separated is really not a good thing.
Oh, I totally agree. We're in agreement on that.
I wish at some point,
I'm not trying to deal with what should
we
have
would have all
happened.
backed off and said, we don't need another proposal because we already had zero tolerance. I never understood
I would have
why
submitted
we
to the will of the people. I wouldn't have come back. But here's the thing: the reason this occurred tonight is not because of the General Assembly. The General Assembly was peaceable. The reason it occurred is because there was a verbal attack and a physical confrontation, and so that prompted people in mass to start. I'm not part of this movement anymore, and several people in mass to say, look, this eviction is simple. We voted it in last night. Let's call the police and have the drugs removed. So all I did was, when the police got here, since there's nobody else, as moderator of the assembly, I went one of the moderators. I simply greeted the police that were here and told them what happened and why we're here.
This is what
That's all there is.
This is what I have been told. That
Although,
and this is what I said.
Go ahead.
There better not have been any drugs here. To which the response was, if there was anything here, I don't know that there was or wasn't. It was removed after the General Assembly.
Said to whom?
To me.
No, I mean, you said that. Who said that to you?
Someone said that to me. And I'm not.
But in the
name
assembly
names,
tonight, they
first of all,
admitted that
on camera.
that the stuff was here.
That it's still here currently tonight.
Yeah.
Who said that? But again, my point is this: we have zero tolerance.
And that in and of itself is an eviction or a separation or rejection. Pretty much, yeah. Because we couldn't resolve it in a democratic process. According to the committee meeting last night, what was actually said was that, and this was approved unanimously, if we cannot resolve, hang on, let me say this. If we cannot resolve something in a democratic way, what we approved unanimously last night is that we will call the authorities to do it. So the people that called the police should not be blamed because they were exercising what we agreed to last night, which is we have a fair neighbor policy. If people violate it, and we actually said out loud, it's in the minutes, that if people are openly, willfully violate it, that we will call the police and exercise that civil thing. You were the one that said those words, and we unanimously
If we
approved
all
it.
leave, they win. I'm not trying to be biased. I'm just sick of this shit right now. I'm sick of it. If we all leave, they win. And I get it that some of us have to leave. I'm sitting here without a ride.
DC or Occupy
without a ride
Baltimore.
home and a
I'll be
4-year-old
home at
baby.
least.
This is where I'm coming
Where do you
from.
live?
So, you know,
I don't know if I already gave somebody else a ride home. I got my car full. But we could probably find you a ride.
If I have gas money, if I had the gas, I'd
give you a
gladly
ride.
take you.
I'll be right back. I get my bag.
I just
I can go join Occupy Baltimore DC and be in my home state.
I want it over.
Sorry?
As far as I'm concerned, I want it over. If whoever's doing it, I want them gone. I'm not, and I love them, and I'm not trying to be angry, but I'm sick of the drama. I'm sick of the crap.
Yes.
I'm sick of everybody being worried about
It's
the cops
on me.
coming.
Yes, it's all I was the root of all of it. Yes, you are. Bad. Put out your hand.
You were the root
Put out
of
your
what?
hand. Of all of the problems.
No,
Bad.
you're not. You're lovely.
What's interesting is all of this happened
You're
tonight
absolutely
for
lovely.
one reason, well, two reasons. This is how attached to drugs we are. This is how much the 1% has made us. Sort of cows that are so used to our bovine tranquilizers that we will defend them to the point of destroying the community. And the other reason it happened is because the elephant in the room is that we have an alternate occupation that's already been here all along, and we all know it. They've come to every meeting and disrupted it that they could. And when a meeting happens that they couldn't disrupt, they come to the second meeting and do it, or pass out a sign-up sheet. Because that was the third point that was never addressed, is that a sign-up sheet was passed in immediately after the most successful GA in history in Oklahoma of, hey, that can't be allowed, let's go have, and who was it passed among? It was passed among the drug tents while they smoked. And people were invited in to sign it and smoke. And that's what happened. So we have to admit, well, yeah, some people did. That is so true.
See, here's
You know
the
what?
thing.
So there's an
You
alternate
say that,
occupation.
and you're going to go
Give me a
home.
cigarette.
Some of us.
No, I'm
That's it,
coming
man.
back as
Button
long
this
as
one.
this is handled.
Okay, and this is
I'm not leaving because it's being I didn't call the police. I'm almost ashamed that I didn't. But the guys that did basically said we're exercising the thing we already agreed on, which is zero tolerance. So the ones that called the police are the most. They yielded to the will of the democracy.
In all fairness, I didn't even know about that because I wasn't here last night. I was in Norton.
But that's what occurred.
So we need to do something because now we have a street lined up with cars, and,
Yeah.
and let's do something.
Well,
so I know
this,
whether or not I have to pick up my kid and go home.
Sure. Well, this is getting resolved quietly and peacefully right now. But
Thank God.
But you know, the thing is this was going to happen either sometime when it reflected all of us and drug us all into it, and they came in and mowed down the camp, or this was going to happen which is actually fairly minor compared to that. I would much rather see. I'm sorry, I don't want to lose anybody. I don't want to lose anybody.
I don't want to lose anybody, but I'm sick of the shit.
Yeah, I would much rather see the drug occupation removed and the regular occupation continue than to have them mow us all down, not because we stood against Wall Street, but because we stood up for drugs. I just don't. I'm sorry, I can't.
This is a movement.